Hello, this is episode 2 of a series I'm doing. It's called Dragon Ball Lore Explained. I'm breaking down the lore of some of the lesser known parts of Dragon Ball and giving them their own moment of spotlight. On today's episode, we have the planet Yardrat. Let's begin. On planet Namek at age 762, just after the end of Goku's battle with the Emperor Frieza, the planet was nearing the end of the process of its destruction. Goku raced across the planet looking for a method of escape when he remembered Frieza's ship. Goku flew over to the ship, but it wouldn't start, so he went for the only other ships on the planet that he knew of, the Ginyu Force's space pods. Goku entered one of the pods and hit the biggest button he could find. The ship took off and began flying towards a mysterious planet. After an unspecified amount of time, Goku crash-landed on the planet. He awoke to see a yellow sky and a pink alien staring down at him. He was on planet Yardrat. The Yardratians nursed him back to health, and then there was a year of off-screen time before Goku returned to Earth. I can't tell you everything he did while he was there, but I can tell you everything he brought home. He arrived back on Earth just 2 hours after Frieza was killed by Trunks. He landed in the same space pod that he stole from Namek and emerged wearing an odd outfit. He explained to his friends where he went and how he got there. The next thing he explained was that he was wearing a traditional Yardratian outfit. His gi that he wore during the fight with Frieza got torn up, so the Yardratians gave him that to wear instead. He then explained that he was training, and that's why he was gone for a year. He said he learned one trick from the Yardratians, instant transmission. He explained that instant transmission is a teleportation technique, and demonstrated by teleporting to Master Roshi's house, stealing his glasses, and teleporting back to his friends. And then we learned nothing new of Yardrat for almost 30 years. You heard me right. We got 0 canonical content pertaining to the planet Yardrat from 1992 to 2020, aside from Jimizu, the mysterious Tournament of Power contestant. Hope I said that name right. And some non-canon material, which will be covered towards the end of the video. Now let's go over what we learned in 2020, which is much more extensive than what we got from Goku. In age 780, in the middle of the war against Moro, Vegeta remembers the Yardratians and figures they might have a technique to help beat Moro, so he gets Iruko, fires up the ship, and heads there. When he arrived, he was met by 2 different kinds of Yardratians. Some were the pink aliens Goku saw all those years ago, and some were shorter, with rounder heads, smaller eyes, and varying skin colors. Vegeta met a larger group of the second type of Yardratians, all having green skin color. They greeted Vegeta and Iruko, and Vegeta asked which one of them taught Goku instant transmission. They all seemed confused for a second before all of them disappeared but one, revealing that there was actually only one of them there the whole time. He explained that the Yardratians can clone themselves and often do it to trick people. Vegeta and Iruko were then introduced to someone by the name of Pibara. Pibara was a very large, blue, second-type Yardratian. Pibara reveals that he is the one who taught Goku instant transmission. Vegeta asked him about their techniques, and if there is one he can be taught to help against Moro, and Pibara explained that the Yardratians really only have one technique, spirit control, and that all of the other abilities of the Yardratians stem from this spirit control. Pibara then shrinks down to the size of the green Yardratian from before and explains a few of the Yardratian techniques: cloning, instant transmission, and gigantification, which are described to be possible by shifting and splitting and growing one's own spirit. We then get a short scene of Vegeta training on Yardrat. He's pictured sitting in an odd pose on top of an incredibly tall pole, seemingly meditating. Vegeta is frustrated at how long he's been up there. Pibara responds by telling Vegeta that he has to stay up there meditating until he can reach a balance in body and mind before he can learn their abilities, and reveals that Goku was atop this pole for 150 days when he went to Yardrat. In a later scene, Vegeta seems to finish his training on the pole, being stated to have unlocked his nation potential. Pibara fully heals him and restores his power, revealing another spirit control ability, stating that it's one of the high-level abilities. Just as Pibara is about to begin teaching Vegeta instant transmission, a ship flies over them and lands on the planet. Some of Moro's goons showed up to Yardrat. Vegeta went after them and shot an energy beam, only for it to come out far more massive in size and power than he intended. With very little effort, Pibara explains that his nation power was massive, and prior to his spirit control training, he didn't know how to properly control it. Vegeta then takes out the Moro goons with ease, but not before the strongest one reveals to Vegeta that Moro's next stop was Earth. Iruko asked Vegeta if they should rush back to the planet, but Vegeta said that Earth is untouched. He's asked how he knows this, but Pibara explains that Vegeta's spirit being honed and trained allows for him to be able to sense Earth, even from the faraway planet Yardrat. Later, Goku is shown fighting with Moro just as Vegeta finishes his training of the mystery ability. He then tells Pibara to transport him to Earth, but Pibara explains that the Yardratians are forbidden from using instant transmission to leave their planet. Vegeta then demands that Pibara teach him instant transmission. Pibara seems surprised, but Vegeta tells him to teach the ability immediately. Pibara explains the process, and Vegeta manages to do it on his second try, becoming the fastest known learner of the technique. Vegeta arrives on the planet and immediately begins fighting with Moro. At first, Moro has the upper hand by a large margin, but as time goes on, Vegeta seems to get stronger and stronger. But it's revealed that Moro is actually getting weaker. Moro de-transforms into his weaker, older body, and he looks up to see a massive collection of ki directly above his head. The technique Vegeta learned is revealed to be called Forced Spirit Fission. It's stated to tear things apart that were combined through fusion or absorption, and Vegeta was removing all of the power Moro stole from the innocent people he killed. Vegeta also explains that he can undo fusion, including the Namekians that Piccolo combined with years prior. Vegeta returned the energy to Moro's victims, and several different species, including the Namekians, were revived. And that's where the canon Yardrat lore stops. So basically what we've learned so far is they can teleport, gigantify themselves by unspecified amounts, clone themselves, heal people, steal absorbed ki, and defuse people. Now we can get to the third and final section of this video, non-canon. For starters, we have Soba, a Yardratian who is seemingly the non-canon third species type. He is a villain who is stated to be slightly above Frieza level who fought Goku just before he left Yardrat for Earth. He was also accompanied by a smaller fourth type species combatant called Yaki. This happened in the video game Dragon Ball Z Sagas, and that's it. They're not that interesting. The Yardrats are mentioned in the Dragon Ball Online timeline, and fun fact, this is actually where the second species type originated from. They were stated to have mostly moved to Earth as Mirror destroyed the planet Yardrat around age 900. They also improved the transportation system, having a business of teleporting people around the galaxy using instant transmission. All of this seemingly breaking their rule of not being allowed to leave their planet with instant transmission. In conclusion, Planet Yardrat is awesome, and it should have been used to a further extent to Dragon Ball. Luckily, I'm on it. Me and my brother are working on a cool fan fiction which heavily involves Yardrat. Anyways, thank you for watching the full video. Hit like, subscribe, and if you're liking this series, leave a comment letting me know, and maybe suggest some lore that you'd like to learn about. Bye.